Hey everyone, it's a Four Gun Guy, and today we're in the Shoothouse. This is a prop that has really tripped up a lot of people during matches, and I thought today I'd kind of share with you how I usually shoot it, but let's go ahead and go through like a couple of different options. So if you're used to a tripod, we'll go through that option. If you're not used to a tripod, then let's look at that option as well. And there's a couple little nuances in here I'm going to want to point out to you. So when you get to a stage like this, you don't just say, oh, I'm just going to shoot a tripod, because sometimes you're not going to be able to. So if you're ready to go, let's get to it. All right, well, you can see this is like the right half of the shoot house here. And you can see there are a bunch of windows and they're numbered. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's window 5. You've got window 11 down there at the bottom. Let me turn the camera here so you can see what else we have. Make sure that everything's in tune there. So you can see then on this left side, we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, I will tell you right now, we rarely shoot from the prone position here. In fact, in most stage briefs, it says no prone position. So what we generally do is start right to left or left to right. They may even number the windows that they want you to shoot out of. And if they do that, then that's where you can really get into some challenges with how you're going to shoot this thing. So if they say start at window 1, because generally what they'll say is there's 4 to 5 positions in here, and it'll generally be like shoot window 1, shoot 2, 3, 4, and then the big window over here 5. So that would keep you right in this general area. They may say shoot window, a lot of times what we've seen is 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So you'd shoot over there. All of these windows except for one, this one, number 1, are pretty conducive to shooting with a tripod as a rear support. If you have to shoot window 1, then you've got some decisions to make. But let's go through dry fire, what this might look like shooting without a tripod, right? Just shooting it normal without a tripod for rear support. Let's talk about some possible bags and bag placement. Now, I've got 3 bags, and it's going to depend on whether you're going to shoot this with a tripod as rear support or not. So if I'm not using rear support, then I could just use my trusty +1 Armageddon gear bag. I could use it in this window. I can use it in this window. I can use it here in this window, or up here if I want it to come up. And I can use it in the, oh, there's the first thing that's going to trip you up. That little window right there. If you're not going to use a tripod for rear support, you need to consider then some other type of bag for that. So you're going to want something like, this thing's sitting on there, you're going to want something like this Weebad Milk Toast, which is a very thin little bag here. You can see it right there, thin little bag. It's got grippiness on it. That fits perfectly right there. The challenge with that is you're going to be in a hurry. You're going to try to place it, and it's going to fall out the front. Then you're don't have a bag. You could just go here without a bag if you want to, or you can get this Armageddon gear. This is the mini, whatever this is. I'll put the description up there. I never remember what these things are, but I love this bag because look at that, right there. It fits right in there. You could actually use this for the whole thing if you wanted to. It doesn't give you as much surface area as this +1 does, but this is a good little bag. But especially, this is what this bag is made for, right there, that spot. Then on this window over here, I can move the camera here. On this window, again, I can just use my +1, and then on these windows over here, these are kind of tricky, right? Because they're weird shaped. This number 6 works good. Be careful you don't get too big of a bag so your rifle doesn't fit in there. Now, here we go again. Here, that's not gonna really, I mean, it might. We'll look at it with the rifle, but that could really pose a problem for you. Your rifle may not fit. And in this one here, same thing. So you want to make sure you're going to have some fitment here. So your rifle's going to go up in there with the scope. So what you might do is you might just use that smaller bag all the way down here as well. So let's dry run this thing with just bags and see what we might do. Okay, let's look at, maybe we start, well, let's just do all 4 of these. Let's see. I don't have anything in the mag. I would start here like this most likely, because they would be saying, shooter, are you ready? And again, I'd be right here. I want the rifle right at this window. I don't want it up unless they're sticklers about port arms. I want the rifle right here. They're going to say, shooter, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Stand by. Beep. This bag's going right there first. That's done. This bag's coming up. It's coming in the window right here. Rifle's going in easy. And then I'm coming down here, loading in. I've got my knee up because this window is at a good place to do that with. And I've got my hand up here in the window, and I'm holding this thing. I'm on target. Break the shot. Break the shot. Right? Then I'm sliding the rifle out. And look at what I'm doing here. I'm sliding it out. I'm not bringing it up. Sliding it out. This is coming here. Actually, I would place the bag here is what I usually do. Then the rifle comes up and in. Now, I've got my favorite position here that I love. My hand's up here. I'm stabilizing this rifle. I'm back. Shot. Shot. Back. Now we get to this one, right? So now this bag goes up here. 3. Now I can either come 3 low, which I like. Let me bring the camera over here, which I like because again, my hand's coming up here. I'm stable. I'm on the target. 1, 2, off, down, right? Back down. I'm familiar with this position. I just shot it in number 1. Shoot. Shoot. Back up. Now, here's where you have to make some decisions. So let's look at that. Okay, we just shot 4 windows, right? We used those 2 bags. Now, if they say window 5, which is marked here, then all you have to do is grab your +1 or whatever bag you're going to do right here. Remember, I like a vertical surface to get my rifle up against, right? And now I'm right here. I'm down on the rifle. 1 shot, 2 shots, and we're good. Okay, so, however, if they make us go down to 6, 7, or 8, right? Now we've got a decision to make. If I had to come down to 6, 7, 8, I would have thrown this small bag down here. So it would be sitting right there on the ground. I would have just thrown it down there. In fact, right after I shot the shot, I'd have picked it up and thrown it down there. Now 6, we're pretty good. That's a thin piece of wood because the frame came off it. So now I'm right here. I love this, right? My hand's up here. I'm kind of stabilizing this rifle, so stable. Now we have to see. Now's the moment of truth. Is this bag going to work up here. You see how it was a pain in the butt for me to even kind of put it in there. Is this going to work? Ho, 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 ho. Barely. And that's because I fill this bag pretty big, pretty full. So what I would do is I would have come off a 6. I would have picked this one up. I would have dropped it in there. Rifle, scope. Look at that. It's just, I'm loading into this. This thing is not moving, not moving. Rifle out, straight back, bag right here. Rifle in, no wasted motions. I'm down. I've got my scope in my hand. And we're good. Okay? So look, this is how you might want to shoot this with just a bag or bags if you're not familiar with using a tripod as rear support. Let's look at tripod for rear support and talk about some challenges you might have with that. Challenges here. Number one, I'm set up for tripod for rear support. I've got my tripod set up. I've got the MPA tripod lock on it. I'm going to tell you, I did a video on this thing. This is one of those accessories that I say, yes, buy it. Don't try to make one. Don't get any other kind. This thing is the bomb. It's going to really save you when you use tripod for rear support. Trust me. The other thing I like about this is I can move this up and down and these legs will come in. So a lot of people think that just because you set it up here, then now your tripod is like this. No, if you've got a narrower situation, you can just bring this down and it kind of automatically brings these legs in so you don't have as big of a footprint. Now, let's get on to the next. Now they tell us shoot from window 1, 2, and 4. Okay. I made this homemade plate bag, which is very wide. This bag ain't going to work there. So I have some options, and there's some things to think about, okay? Option number 1, I could use my Coltac plate with a thinner bag, and I could kind of just wedge that in there. Or I can simply just not use anything in that window, which is what I do. I don't use anything. If you're going to do that, though, that over there, you got to make sure that your front bag is back far enough that you can put Arca rail in that window. Because if this is all the way out front, like sometimes we run them, you're going to get to this thing, and guess what's going to be resting on that? Your barrel, right? Might be okay, might not be okay, depends on the distance you're going to shoot. So things to think about, right? If you're going to do something like this, bag should be back further so you have some rail to put in there. And remember, I always say that if it's on flat vertical surfaces like this, I have my bipod behind this bag so I can't push my rifle out the front of the window, right? And then, of course, I have my tripod set up here. Now, let's talk about the challenge here, and that is if they say you have to start at window 1. Because if they say you have to start at window 1, this thing ain't going to work, right? I've run a whole different bunch of options there, and this just will not work. But I have an option that I have practiced today, as a matter of fact, and I'm going to run that by you right now. So let's see how we might shoot this with a front bag. Oh, there is one other thing you're going to want in this scenario, and that is another bag. And you're going to see why you're going to want that other bag when I get to it. I'll talk about it when we get there. So let's do that. Let's dry run it. Let's dry run this one. Now, here's the difference. Difference is, magazine, nothing in, we're dry firing. The difference is I have to start at window 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got my tripod. I'm going to start like this. Okay? Are you ready? Shooter ready. Stand by. Tripod down. This bag here. You'll see why when we get there. I come down with the rifle. I'm here. Now, I'm going to get down in my position. My knee, my elbow's on my knee. This arm is coming around here. And I am, you can't see it, but I'm holding on to my shoulder. I just figured this out. It's awesome. Hold on to my shoulder. It's almost like a tripod leg. I'm down on the target. Very stable. Very stable. Now I come up. I'm going to come all the way to the left because I need that tripod to be engaged. Tripod's coming over. I'm at the target. I'm looking at the target. I'm on the target. Shot. Shot. Off. Now we come down to 3. 3. That's why I put that bag there, right? It gives me a more level surface. Tripod over. I am on the pig. Shot. On the pig. Shot. My bolt management's horrible today. And now we're coming down to 4. Rifle out. Rifle in. That bag is making me not go through, so that's good. And now I can use the tripod, right? Shot. Shot. All right, now when we get over to here, let's see how the tripod helps us or could hurt us over there as well. Some decisions over here to make if you're using this front bag. The front bag is going to easily fit in that window. It's going to fit in this window. It ain't going to fit in that one. Now, if I had that other front plate on here, everything would be pretty good, right? But I don't, and I generally won't run it in most situations. Could we do this? We could put this up here, then this front, because I've left room, remember, for that other window, would rest on that. Then I could take this down, put it there, do the same thing. Honestly, don't even want to mess with it. That one's gone. I leave it down there because here's what we're going to do. We're going to come. We're going to place the rifle bag down. Target. Pig. Two shots. Up. And then I'm treating this just like that little window. Some people are going to go, oh, you're going to get cant. You're going to, no, you're fine. You're fine. With the targets we're shooting over here, you're good. Now, if you're going out to 1100, you may get some cant. I'm looking at my level, though, right now. There you go. Now my cant's out. I'm still on the target. It's fine. I'm stable as heck. That's good. Out, in, there. And that bag, that front bag is really helping me here. Now look, it is moving. I'm not denying that. But that's good. There you go. So, a couple of different ways we can shoot this. Well, guys, I apologize. I left a box of ammo at home, so I don't have enough to do an actual run through on this stage. But I hope the dry fire and just me explaining what you're going to want to look at here helped. Look, when you get to a stage like this, again, don't just peek your head through the door and say, that's how I'm going to run it. And then get on it and get all screwed up because you forgot about a window or a window that's going to mess with you. So think about your strategy, how you're going to run it, comfortable with a tripod. What if you can't use a tripod in 1 or 2 positions? What are you going to do then? Well, hey, thanks for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. All the likes, the comments, and the subs. Please ask someone else to sub. I'd appreciate that too. And until next time, shoot straight.